everyone. Oops, yellow lights. Hey guys, how's everyone? I know it's dark, it's because it's nighttime. I turned the lights on in the truck though. Hey, how's it going, guys? I hope everyone's feeling good. I am. So I just want to jump on here and share something interesting that just happened. Yeah, there is lots happening. And I thought this was interesting. And maybe I'm, stretching or grasping at straws here. But so I'm sitting at Joe's Inn with my very dear friend, JC. And we're having a beer. And this guy comes in and tells our trusted bartender, Kevin, that he was just at Walmart, which is right down the street, Forest Hill Avenue in Richmond. I don't think it's technically the Forest Hill Avenue address, but it's right off Forest Hill Avenue. And that he was, this guy was sending $1,000 via Western Union to his brother, I think. So he had $1,000 cash laid out on the counter and this card or something that I guess he was using. I don't know how that works. And he said that the cashier then said, it's a code black, and she literally vacated the register after taking 2 of the 10 $100 bills, put it in the register, left the register drawer open, and this guy says, he grabbed his $200 back after she left, and then there were a lot of mopped up cops there. I guess he thought they were cops, in tactical gear, vests, rifles, all that stuff, and that they went through the store and made all the people leave, all the customers leave, but the employees had to stay there. So then somebody else was talking about how they apparently have found meth labs in Walmarts a couple of times. So I was thinking, that's weird that they make all the employees. And then they tried to say it was a tornado warning, but they didn't evacuate the Lowe's or anything else, which is close by. And it's like, what? Since when do tactical police officers show up to run a raid on a Walmart to get people out to save them from a tornado? So it was just really weird, and I thought, well, shit, maybe it was like a meth lab, and this is part of their whole crackdown on the cabal to dry up their drug-running cash cows. And this is not the first time that I've heard that Walmart has basically distribution and logistics contracts with, let's just say, the Luciferian pedophiles. So I just found it very interesting. I don't know the answers. I just want to throw it out there and go, wow, this is wacky. And I took a drive down there an hour later, and it was business as usual. So I'm thinking maybe they went in there. It's part of the cleanup. It's part of the swamp draining. They went in there. They made their bus. And that was the other interesting thing, why they kept the employees there, perhaps, to determine who's working in that lab, if they had a meth lab there or something. But knowing the ties that Walmart has to FEMA and stuff, is because I understand it, some Walmarts are FEMA logistical, what do you call them? Daggone it, I'm losing the term. Staging areas. And you throw in there the fact that we know the Luciferians are the global drug kingpins, and that's their cash cow. And it's like, hey, maybe that's all part of the cleanup. I just wanted to throw that out because I found it very odd, and it all just seemed to piece together that, hey, maybe that's what's happening here. And I've been meaning to call BZ. I'm going to call BZ soon and say, hey, what's going on with Heather Ann? Because I was thinking about that last night and saying, hey, because I think that's an important case still, and I want to know when her next hearing is and stuff. I know there's so much going on, you can't even keep track of it. And there's this guy I'm following on Twitter, and it's like KAB or something like that, and you'll know because he's got a bust, a stone face bust that looks like a humanoid but extraterrestrial. And man, his stuff is really interesting. Oh, yes, thank you. Everybody knows that. Cabamar. Yeah, you guys ought to follow him on Twitter. Yes, I believe all was going really well too. So anyways, I just wanted to jump on here and share that with you guys, because anytime I see a tidbit that lets us know that stuff is going down, you know, it just makes me feel great, because we've been waiting for so long, you know, to actually see concrete stuff, and we see so much of it now that it's just, you know, I mean, it's almost to the point of overwhelming, you know, the amount of news coming out. And this whole, I mean, you can't go a day without, now they're doing 2 or 3 people having to step down, get fired, etc. for sexual harassment. And what that's all about is they are just, that is like soft disclosure, where they're prepping the American population for what's coming, which is still going to knock their socks off, because they're going to reveal the Luciferian pedophiles. And that's why they're doing this whole, you know, sexual harassment revealing of all these famous people, because the next step is, oh, and by the way, a lot of them are screwing, torturing, and murdering children in the name of their religion. So it really is. It's trying to soften the blow, I guess, to the American people, to get them accustomed to the bizarre, because that's what it is. It's bizarre, and the world's been a bizarre place for a long time, and we just haven't. A lot of us haven't known it. Trying to read some of these notes. Oh yeah, and oh shit, I just missed my turn. I'll turn around. And then I saw, you know this long elongated stone-shaped asteroid. I saw an article, I think it's in the Daily Mail, where a group that like searches for extraterrestrials, they have a radio telescope, I believe, in West Virginia, or are buying time on a radio telescope in West Virginia, and because they suspect that this may be extraterrestrial probe of some sort, and I think they're spot on that, and I actually think I know exactly who it is, because there are beings who have stone ships, believe it or not. So that's real interesting. Well, and that's on my Twitter feed. Sorry guys, I gotta pull out here. That's on my Twitter feed of the Light Reports for anybody that's interested in reading about that. Because I saw that a few days ago, and then I saw that the group is actually going to try to surveil them and determine whether it's extraterrestrial presence, if they can detect radio waves coming from that craft, or what. They're saying it's a probe, but I actually think it's a ship, because anybody in the know knows that there's actually millions of ships in our solar system right now. But anyways, guys, all that stuff about Mars and the moon. Yeah, well, I mean, the moon is not a natural planetary body. It's a ship. I mean, I think that's kind of been proven. Anybody that has their eyes halfway open, the moon rings when you hit it with something, you know. It rings for hours like a bell. It has an outer casing that rings like a bell. And the craters, they defy physics, because they're far wider than they should be relative to their depth, and that tells you there's a protective core. But anyways, that's a ship. That's an artificial body, and we can only ever see one side of it. And Mars, well, that's a whole nother story. I mean, it's just fascinating. I mean, it's just terrible that they keep all this stuff hidden, you know, because it's so interesting. It's like everybody has a right to know this stuff, you know. It's the history of our planet. It's the history of our species. It's the history of, you know, of the solar system, the galaxy. Anyways, guys, this stuff's all coming out now. I feel it just flowing out, and, you know, the sexual harassment stuff and that kind of stuff. It really is all small potatoes compared to the truths that are going to be revealed to us soon. So just hang in there, because everything's going great, you know. And I love you all, and have a good evening. Thanks. Bye.